Hello, this is Josh here. Hello, this is your Pine News anchor, Josh here. And welcome, and we have a special guest today, Marco Polo!
Hi, I'm Marco Polo.
Hello, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Where are you from, and describe your home life and family?
Well, I was born in 1254. My father Niccolo and my uncle Maffio were jewel merchants who spent a lot of time in Asia. My mother died when I was young, and I had to be raised by another family.
What was your life like?
Well, I never really felt like I settled in one spot. I was always discovering new cultures and new territories. I never had time to settle down with a family. I spent time in Asia and then became a personal aide to Kublai Khan, and he allowed me to set off and discover Tibet, Burma, India, and China.
What other jobs did you have before you were an explorer?
I did not really have a job. The only thing was I explored China when I was 17 with my uncle and my father. The journey took about 3 years, and after that I started to travel more and then became an explorer for Kublai Khan in Mongolia.
What person or country sponsored your explorations?
Mongolia paid for my explorations. I quickly learned Mongolian, Chinese, and became familiar with the Chinese customs. Soon I became a confidant of Kublai Khan. I was appointed to high posts in the court and was sent on many special diplomatic missions to many places in China, India, and some kingdoms of Southeast Asia, such as Vietnam, Burma, and Sumatra. I was astonished at the wealth of China, luxurious imperial palaces and prosperous cities. So I investigated the customs, geography, people, and culture of all the places I visited. Then I reported to Kublai Khan in detail.
Why did you become an explorer? What were you looking for?
I became an explorer because my family was explorers, and I met Kublai Khan when my family was told to bring a letter from the Pope, Christian scholars, and oil from the lamp at the Holy Sepulchre to Kublai Khan. As merchants, we also conducted business along the way. Well, I wasn't really looking for something. I was just Kublai Khan's eyes and ears.
Describe your journey to Mongolia. To meet Kublai Khan? Where did you go? Who went with you? And what obstacles did you face?
With a letter in reply from the new Pope Gregory V, and with valuable gifts, me, my dad, and my uncle set out eastwards from Venice on our second trip to China. We crossed over the Mediterranean and Black Sea, reached Baghdad. We headed southeastwards to the prosperous seaport at the mouth of the Persian Gulf. From there we journeyed towards north and then east, successfully crossing Iran, overcoming the trials of illness, hunger, and thirst, escaping bandits and wild animals. Finally, we reached Mongolia.
Marco, Kublai Khan has a special mission for you. You must leave now.
Since I have to go, my assistant will take over for me.
Hello?
Hello.
Pleasure
I
meeting
am
you.
Keaton, Marco Polo's right-hand man.
What items did you and Marco discover in your travels?
We discovered noodles, spices, herbs, glass, paper, silk, and medicine. Most of these were found while traveling through China. We visited places like Tibet, Burma, and India, places that people have mostly never seen. Marco brought back lots of information about Asia and their culture and economy. People in Europe were surprised and astonished, as they had never seen this stuff before. The Italians loved the noodles that Polo brought into Italy. He traded horses across the Arabian Sea and changed political conditions in India. He wrote a book, The Travels of Marco Polo, and tried to convince the Europeans why paper money was the more efficient way to do it.
Where was the toughest place to explore, and what was the hardships did you face?
Well, in 1271, we set off for Asia and China. Our journey was by land and took us through challenging and harsh territory. And as we traveled in what is now Afghanistan, we were forced to make our way through the Middle East. We brought back many things from Europe. The hardest part was crossing the Gobi Desert, the narrowest point, which it takes a month to cross it. It consists entirely of mountains and fans and valleys.
Do you think your explorations had a good effect on Europe or a bad effect?
Well, we helped to find new medicines and foods, and some people have told us that we had a major influence on other explorers like Christopher Columbus. So we hope that we have helped inspire generations of adventurers.
Well, sadly, today is all the time that we have for. This is my news, and we hope you've had a good day.